Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. I got my man Izzy High, Reality Check Virtual Radio here. And I wasn't able to make that live stream that he did yesterday about Chappelle, but we're going to talk about some updates with Chappelle and watch a video that he played in this live stream. So make sure y'all go over to Reality Check Virtual Radio and check out that live stream that he did yesterday, because what I got to see, it was actually pretty good. But you wanna sum it up and tell everybody what you talked about yesterday, bro?
Man, I touched on so many different things, man. Look, if you want to just go watch it, you know what I mean? You just got to go watch it because it's definitely worth watching, you know what I mean? So that's all I'm going to give them for right now.
No, I feel it. I feel it. Yeah, so make sure y'all do that. Make sure y'all go over to Reality Check Virtual Radio and check out that live stream. Watch it all the way through. Drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? So for your Chappelle part, what's your feelings about all this shit with the Chappelle shit?
As far as how he's being treated?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think Chappelle should be getting I don't think that he should be getting a whole bunch of problems. At the end of the day, what Chappelle did was he called out a group that really needed to be called out, to be quite honest. And that's the LGBT community and how they treat black folks. So,
Right.
in my personal opinion, they actually got off really light, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? So I think they are kind of lucky. I wouldn't have gone as light on them as he did, to be honest. So
Right. No, I feel that. I feel that. So it's some people that feel like, Chappelle didn't have no business going as going as deep as he did. There's a lot of people that's outraged, you know what I'm saying? Black men, they feel that Chappelle's kind of weak for going at the LGBTQ community and not going at at white supremacy, which I see LGBTQ and white supremacy as hand in hand. So I don't really understand how that could be the case. But it's a lot of black men out here that's like really upset with Chappelle. What's up, Vega? What's going on? What's up, Gary and Bronze the God? Good to see all y'all in here.
See, the fact of the matter, though, is he did go after white supremacy and white folks. And he just happened to also go after LGBT, but he linked them together. And if people did not catch that, then they just slow. That's just what it is. They slow.
Right. No, I agree. I agree 100%. I think he did a good job. I think he's a comedian. I think that all comedians should be able to have their free reign of comedic range. When they do those blue comedy tours, with Jeff Foxworthy and all them people, you know what I mean? Like, they allowed to say all the, racist ass right wing shit that they want to say. I don't care. I don't have a problem with it. Sometimes the shit's funny. You know what I'm saying? Right. But now, when we got Chappelle here, you know what I'm saying? He's fighting this battle on his own, as well as fighting other black people who want to try to go at him because they are overly critical. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, Foxhole? What's going on? What's up, Kareem in the building? What's good with you? What's good to see y'all, man. So I got a tweet up right here, and this tweet, it says Netflix appears to have sided with Dave Chappelle as the trans debate rages. Now, I didn't know that there was any kind of debate going on. What is the debate?
The debate was he being transphobic, and should, Netflix take down, the special?
No, he wasn't. There's no debate. You know what I mean? Like, as far as I'm concerned, do you feel that there's a debate?
No, absolutely not. I mean, what debate is it? Last time I checked, we lived in America, and you have the right to freedom of speech. And just because you don't like it doesn't mean that people need to take things down just for to ease your feelings. I mean, he said something during the special, and
right.
And what he said was, he basically said, he was talking about the baby. It's about the baby part of the special, where he said, the baby didn't, get no kind of problems with his career when he took a man's life and another black man's life, right? But you know what I mean? God forbid you hurt the feelings of the LGBT people. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the point that he made, and it's a legitimate point.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. My question to everybody that's in the comments, how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel that Chappelle was transphobic, or do you feel that his comic was, or his comedy was appropriate? In my opinion, at making the statement, gender is a fact, that doesn't constitute as transphobia. That doesn't constitute as anything. You know what I mean? So like here's some comments under this tweet, and then we'll get into this article that's attached to the tweet. But it says nobody wants to cancel him over his jokes on black people and MLK though, but they mad at everything else. Proves the point he made with the baby comment, and that's what you was saying,
Right,
about that.
Right, and the thing is it shows the true. It shows the true intentions of the LGBT community, because the fact of the matter is the white LGBT community takes advantage of the black LGBT community, and
Absolutely,
they use them as tokens, and they use black folks as a whole as tokens. You see what I'm saying?
They piggyback.
And so the fact of the matter is when they weren't pissed off about what he said about Martin Luther King, you know, and they wanted to keep it about this gender situation, that's when you know that their first priority is for them, primarily the white LGBT community, and not for anybody else.
Right. Nah, that's facts. So this person right here, ODB 3000, he says it's, according to Chappelle stands, it's free speech. So comedians should be able to speak freely on any subject until you disagree. Oh, let me guess, you just won't watch it, or you don't want people you disagree with to defend themselves. I mean, I don't understand that comment. It's kind of ambiguous and weird. So now this person says he's just doing what comedians do. This person says, I think this was his worst stand-up by far. It was boring and unfunny, and then says nothing to substantiate that critique. What do you think about what do you think about that?
Okay, so repeat the comment. I'm sorry. Somebody sent me a video. A video that I was laughing at. So
it says, I think that this was his worst stand-up special by far. It was boring and unfunny. How do you guys feel about that? Is there anybody that agrees with that comment?
No, I thought it was hilarious. I really do. I think it was funny. I don't think there was as many punchlines as people are used to getting. I actually felt like it was a little short, to be completely honest. Right. So you're not going to get as many punchlines in that. But what he did was he was actually making a stand, and he was making excellent points that people just didn't like. So all these people who are saying, oh, well, you know, this wasn't funny. Yeah, you just lying because you butthurt right now. That's what that is.
My man Dario's in the building. Dario said, I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was one of his best specials that he ever made, actually.
So check this out. This woman named Faith Debates, she says, it's quite sad how people get offended about everything. Let's be honest. Comedians do all types of jokes, race, gender, sexual orientation. At this point, we should just boycott every single comedian because they have at one point said something that is or could be offensive. And I agree with that. Like she's right. Like she's saying that sarcastically. And I agree with what she's saying. That's pretty much what comedians do. They talk shit. So now we have to censor what kind of shit it is that they talk.
Well, I don't think, see, and this is where we start getting into this, because, you know, technically people are trying to put pressure on Netflix to censor him, and Netflix has said it, and they decided, no, you know what, we're not going to censor him because he has a freedom of speech. He has the freedom to say what he wants. But it's kind of getting funny and let me point out that the right wing they're making the one point that they are actually making that's actually resonating and actually starting to look really, really true is the fact that the left and all of these fucking snowflakes and these LGBTs and these Dems, you know what I mean? They really are going out of their way to try to censor people at this point because they're trying to force the hand of different companies from, playing stuff that they don't agree with and shit like that. So that's one point that they're really starting to make a lot of leeway or a lot of headway when it comes to, their rhetoric and their talking points. But we need to stop all that because at the end of the day, freedom of speech still is a thing. You know what I mean? And it lays out the law of what is considered and what is protected under freedom of speech. And last time I checked, it was not against the law for hate speech. It doesn't matter how much we don't like it, it's not against the law.
Right,
Otherwise, there'd be a whole bunch of white folks in jail right now for fucking all they niggers and all they other fucking shit that they always want to fuck with black folks. But, again,
Right. No, that's facts. And then another thing that I find interesting is anytime that the right wing can latch on to a black dude that is popular and accepted being censored, they always try to white man the black dude. So like you see the right wing, they're white manning Dave Chappelle. Like, yeah, they're even censoring Chappelle. I get the fuck out of here with that shit. Because as soon as he decides to say something about y'all gonna be on the same motherfucking bullshit. So this is where you gotta like, yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like the liberals be on some dumb shit too, but at the same time, like fuck the right. Because if you watch any stupid ass shit like Tim Pool or some dumb ass shit like the Quarterling, you know what I'm saying? They're saying the same exact shit. What's up, Bad Seeds? What's going on with you, bro?
Well, what
What's
I
up,
also
Melanin?
find funny is this, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but all the black folks that's over here trying to fucking sit around here talking about fucking, I'm an ally to the LGBT. You know what I mean?
How they say it again?
I'm an ally to the LGBT. Okay.
How'd you get that? How'd you get that no neck, big round head voice? The how'd you get that voice, bro? Like that shit sound exactly right. Like that's like the shortcut, you know what I'm saying, waist length titty dyke sounding voice. You know what I'm saying? I'm an ally with the LGBTQ. Where I get my sign at?
I don't know, but it's funny to me that they're like, these are Negroes that's out here talking about, well, Dave Chappelle was never a nigga. He was never a nigga before. I don't know why y'all caping for him now. Like, bro, obviously you ain't been watching fucking Dave Chappelle for very long because this nigga's been talking shit on white folks for his whole damn career. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where you can go back all the way back to 94. You know what I mean? 92, 94. He's always talked shit about white folks and he's talked shit about black folks, but he's primarily talked a whole bunch of shit about fucking white folks. And one dude, he fucking made a comment. He said, I don't know why y'all backing this man up. He ain't never really wrote for black folks. That's why he was on Comedy Central, because a whole bunch of white folks own Comedy Central and they
a whole bunch of white folks
own
everything. So like I'm not riding for black people because I'm on YouTube. A whole bunch of white people own YouTube. I'm not riding for black people because I'm on Facebook. A whole bunch of white people own Facebook. Like that's that shit that I'm talking about, where a lot of times those fake ass allies be trying to over black shit to try to justify what they're saying. Like, so what?
But that's black folks making this argument.
No, that's what those are the ones. That's exactly who I'm talking about. Those black people making those dumbass arguments. That's some dumb shit.
Yeah, it's some real dumb shit at this point. So
Shatera was curious about that voice too. You want to do it again real quick?
I'm an ally to the LGBT.
Man, that voice sounds like it could cook some good ass cabbage.
Look, bro, you know what I mean? I don't know how to cook no cabbage, but fried okra, I got you.
That voice sounds like it could cook some good fried okra too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As soon as we get our ally signs for the LGBTQ, we go get your ass over here, get a plate of this fried okra and some corned beef and cabbage. and some good ass catfish.
Man.
That voice sound like one of them little women that's 4 feet tall and 4 feet wide.
Look, I find it actually kind of funny that I actually find it funny that it's a whole bunch of trans people, to be completely honest, that's really trying to go after Dave Chappelle. And it was the trans folks that actually went off and they got suspended by Netflix. It's kind of like, yeah, you shouldn't have been talking shit. You're over here making us lose money. You're suspended. And I find that actually pretty fucking entertaining.
Right. You're fired. Yeah. Like that. that shit is
kind of backfired, didn't it?
Yeah. That shit. They fired a bunch of motherfuckers. That they backfired a whole bunch of motherfuckers. We're gonna get into that shit too, because that's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? So right here, Netflix suspended trans employee for crashing meeting, not decrying Chappelle. So he's probably just beat through the door like the Incredible Hulk. You remember how that one trans individual was acting at the video store? I guarantee
at the video game store.
At the video game store. Yes, probably like that. Everybody got scared. You know what I'm saying? Go
ahead. Sir, can you calm down? Stop calling me sir. You want a sir? I'll come outside. I'll show you a sir.
That motherfucker start pulling his spaghetti straps off like the Ultimate Warrior. No,
I'm a motherfucking woman.
Oh my god!
Hey, stop that. We're gonna be looked at as transphobic. Stop.
Right. Right. Even though we're not, you know what I'm saying? You know, in that event, with that 7 foot tall, transgender person who is at that video store throwing everything around and flipping the fuck out and the wig on sideways. Yeah, I would have indeed had fear of that trans individual at that moment. So at that moment, I would have been transgender or transphobic.
I wouldn't have been. I would have punched him in his motherfucking mouth like a goddamn man. You want to act like a man? You can get it like a motherfucking man. Fuck out of here. The fuck you think I am? Man, fuck out of here. You know what? Equal rights for everybody. That means I got equal ass whoopings for fucking women that want to act like men, trans that want to act like men, dykes, lesbians, motherfucking, you know what I mean? I don't give a shit what the fuck you are. If you want to act like a man and you want to catch them motherfucking cojones and get a little masculine, I'm going to give you this masculine ass whooping. Fuck out of here.
Pretty much. So check this out. Netflix suspended trans employee for crashing meeting, not decrying Chappelle. So look, there goes Chappelle right there. He like, I'm still employed, bitch. They fired your ass. That nigga's irritating, bro. A source close to the situation tells TMZ Tara did. Oh, so the name is Tara. You know what I'm saying? They're named after the planet. That's nice. Tara did get suspended for joining a meeting with directors without notifying people that running the meeting first. We're told Tara's presence in the meeting sparked an investigation. Same goes for the other 2 employees. I guess they suspended a total of 3 employees. And her suspension was a result of that investigation. A Netflix spokesperson confirms that Tara's suspension was a result of her meeting attendance and not of any of her tweets. So this chick tweeted some stuff. Netflix has reportedly issued a denial of the suspensions, saying it's absolutely untrue that its employees were suspended for speaking out against Chappelle's special on Twitter or otherwise. A Netflix spokesperson says our employees are encouraged to disagree openly, and we support their right to do so. However, it's unclear if the 3 employees received suspensions for allegedly busting into a meeting among company leaders that they weren't invited to. We're working on clarification. Now, my question is, did they open the door or did they bust through it?
They probably bust through that motherfucker because them with all their white privilege, they thought they had the right to bust into a fucking meeting with the heads of Netflix. Netflix was like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, this motherfucker, this is the last special of this, dude. You're not going to stop our money. Fuck out of here. You're suspended. And you know what? They had a right to do that shit. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, don't get it fucked up, because Dave Chappelle even called this shit the fuck out. That when need be, these trans folks, primarily white trans individuals, okay, they recognize their white privilege. And they utilize that same white privilege in a lot of different situations. And this time they tried to do it again, not realizing that you were trying to use your white privilege against other white folks that had more money than you. So your white privilege was, you know, underfunded while their white privilege was like running the show.
Right. No, that's facts. So I got it real quick for the moderators that's in here. If the moderators can put in the chat that this was sent to me channel link, that new channel that I'm gonna do for the stuff that y'all send me. And if you guys could put in Reality Check Virtual Radio, Izzy's channel, so that people you know where to find him at. And I just wanted to tell Skrells, what's up, bro? My girlfriend told me that I had to make you a moderator because you're an awesome subscriber. So I did that. So there you go. That's how you got your wrench. All right. So let me get in here and finish this crazy ass shit off, because this is ridiculous. Netflix binge. Oh, you know what? Actually, before I go into this, I want to actually go into something else. So, bro, did you know about that that individual who was outraged, the showrunner woman for Dear White People, the transgender woman? She was like the first one to have outrage about Chappelle.
Yeah.
So what she said was that she wasn't interested in canceling Chappelle. What she was interested in was she was interested in having more trans employees where they can openly disagree. That's what she said. She wanted more trans employees where they could openly disagree with what they're putting out in their comedy specials. Now, what I find interesting is that days later, clearly there's an open disagreement. They busted in the door like the SWAT team. You know what I'm saying? Netflix took care of that shit and suspended them. But apparently there is a presence of transgender employees at Netflix. So I find it interesting that she didn't come out and say that.
You know, I got a lot of mixed feelings about that weirdo.
Let's share them.
The fact of the matter that this white trans person, okay, first off, is a major contributor to a black show called Dear White People, calls herself or himself or themselves an ally, and then turns around and tries to push a narrative to try to have Dave Chappelle canceled. And this is the epoch of exactly what I keep on telling the black LBG or LGBT community, that you are nothing more than a token. Black women, you are nothing more than a token to the LGBT community. Black folks, you are nothing more than a token, and you are used in order to make these LGBT people rich. You are used in order to get them laws that are passed strictly for them. You are used in order to gain more power for them, the white LGBT community. And I just think it's very funny that this female, or trans female, I should say, you know what I mean, really wanted to try this button, and she thought she was really going to get some support out of this. And the only people that are trying to support her is some group named GLAAD, which is apparently a black LGBT community group, activist group.
Right. And man, I swear, I wish you had came to that clubhouse that Butcher had done, because like that, man, you should have heard some of the stuff that the LGBTQ people were saying as far as like this stuff goes. It's just like it's almost like two different worlds or two different levels of understanding. I don't even know how to even begin with explaining that shit. I swear I wish I had a screen recorded that shit. I would have put that shit right up on YouTube, because it's just like, wow, really?
Yeah, I wish I would have been there too.
Yeah, man, that was just wild. So now here it says Netflix benched 3 of its own employees, including one who's trans, for blasting Dave Chappelle's new stand-up, but the network insists it's more over how they did it. The streaming giant reportedly suspended Tara Field, who identifies as queer/trans, who uses she and her pronouns. Is that how we're going to have to deal with this in the future? Like, we're going to have to use like slashes with the pronouns? And 2 other Netflix workers for crashing a meeting along with top execs last week, which Field and the rest infiltrated uninvited. And this is per Variety. All right. So now here it says it was a virtual quarterly business review sesh, and apparently CEO Ted Sarandos at one point posed a question to the other bigwigs on how Netflix should handle employees and talent who are upset over Chappelle's special, The Closer, which is full of trans and LGBTQ jokes, and it's also full of other jokes. Like, the whole damn thing is full of jokes because it's a comedy special.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This is this right here is Mayo Stream media nonsense and word games. You know what I'm saying? And what I find the most interesting is that all of those white dudes who want to, you know, start rubbing Chappelle's balls as soon as the media comes after him, they only rub the balls of Chappelle when, you know, they want to be able to say, hey, well, this is close to how we want to be able to be racist. So we're going to like act like we really care about this dude. But all of the other clear elements of white supremacy that show through this whole entire thing, we're going to be quiet on that. What do you think about that?
Right. Well, I mean, they just want a black face that they can latch on to, because this is what white folks love to do. They love to try to use black folks as some sort of, you know, conduit to, you know, hype up their point at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah, no, that's facts. That's big facts. So now here it says, sounds like Field and Company piped up right then and there, but no word on exactly what was said. In any case, they're not going to be reporting to work for an undetermined amount of time over the stunt. So this is Tara Fields, and this is her tweet. She says, I work at Netflix. Yesterday, we launched another Chappelle special where he attacks the trans community and other communities, right? Right? Because if we're going to call his jokes attacks, I mean, he's been attacking black people then for, you know, how many years? How long has he been a comedian? 18 years, if we're going to do that?
Longer than that.
All right. Yeah, exactly. And
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, again, because the trans community, primarily, they think they are the end all be all. They think that people should just accept what they say, and we should just acquiesce to whatever they say because they say it. The fact of the matter is, this white person, and I'm going to keep on saying person because I'm not going to be using no dumbass pronouns. Okay.
Right.
The fact of the matter is this, you know, you tried to use your white privilege against the wrong motherfuckers. They are white. You got to remember your role, and your role is you're only allowed to use your white privilege against black folks and other fucking groups. That's it.
Right. Right. That's facts. That's big facts. So like this, this is just dumb. You know what I'm saying? And then so she says, and the very validity of transness, all while trying to pit us together. Oh, we're trying to pit us against each other. Marginalized groups. You've always been against other marginalized groups. The WLGBT community has always, in its entirety, including the woman that started it, been anti-black, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? But all these groups, they like to find, you know, a good couple black people that they can use and tokenize. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when we have issues with the tokens, it's not that we're token phobic. You know, we're LGBTQ phobic. Let's talk about token phobia, because I actually have a token phobia. I talk about these black LGBTQ people who sell out the same way I talk about Larry Elder or Candace Owens, because they're all the same thing. They're all tokens.
Well, I don't have a token phobia because I ain't afraid of no damn token. I just don't like fucking tokens. That's just what it is.
Well, see, we can change words, you know.
Yeah, well, I've never liked any of the phobic bullshit because it implies you're afraid or scared of something. I'm not afraid of trans motherfuckers. I ain't afraid of, you know, homosexuals. I ain't afraid of, you know, any other phobic motherfucking group. I ain't afraid of you. Just if I don't like you, I don't like you, and I don't like motherfucking token Negroes.
Right. Skrell says, you know, if a black worker did that, they'd be walked out Sith security. Now I'm just playing. It's supposed to be with security, but they probably would have got a Sith Lord with the double, you know, lightsaber and got him to get that black person up out of there.
Oh, he would have been fired.
Yeah, he would have been fired. May possibly shot.
They would have walked him out, called the police. You know what I mean? You're fired. Thank you for your services. We no longer need you here.
Right. They're aggressive.
Yeah, you're being overly aggressive. I'm going to need you to calm down a little bit. You know, please don't be yelling. You're scaring us. Call the police.
Right.
Police would have showed up. You're getting a little bit too loud, sir. Calm down, sir. Please, sir. Bang, 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 bang. Another dead black man.
Right.
You know.
And and remember, he sold weed when he was 2. So he deserved it. He deserved it. It's damn drugged. I heard he was selling weed when he was in a diaper. The police should have offed his ass. Like, really? Okay.
He was a criminal before that, sir. Okay.
Right.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. Duh.
Look, I'm sitting here like that African dude in that interview. Where's the itch?
Right. Stop it, nigga.
Oh my God. Good man. I swear I would, man. Damn, man. See, I don't know where that dude is, man, but they need to get his ass to interview Chappelle, bro.
Who?
Them 2 Africans.
Mr. Chappelle.
we bring in the studio today the comedian Dave Chappelle.
Why do you not like the trans people?
Why do you not like people who are gay?
Why are they gay?
And transgender.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, did you get to see that the interview?
Which one? The Don Lemon one?
Yeah.
Nah, I actually got it. Got it queued up.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna we already got the idea about this dumbass shit right here. We don't need to finish this. I'll have these linked too. All the articles that we do in relation to this will be on the description box, so you'll be able to read them. Right. That's what I'm saying. Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Right. Why are you gay? Who is gay? Look, in this situation, who is gay? Look, hold on real quick, man. Have y'all seen that interview? Because we might have to do that before we do Don Lemon. Hold on. Because like this is the thing, man. Every time I do this shit, it's always somebody that hasn't seen that shit. And I'm telling you, like
you want to play that shit?
Hell yeah. Every black person needs to see this motherfucking interview because this is the funniest shit on the damn planet.
Hold on. Why are you gay phobic? Transphobic?
Oh, see, hold on real quick. I'm gonna have to find the damn it, man. Hold on real quick, man. Hold on real quick.
You really gonna find that shit?
Oh yeah, bro.
Like, oh yeah.
You already know. I'm about to get the one with the music and shit.
Oh shit!
You ain't see it yet?
I've seen,
Alicia?
man. I've seen this shit so many times. It's not even funny.
Man, this is the funniest thing in the fucking world. Somebody needs to motherfucking edit this shit and put Chappelle in it. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. He looking at you. You know, you know I'm about to start some shit today.
This is the topical discussion on the Morning Breeze on NBS Television. My name is Simon Kagwanjala. We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr.? Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Good morning. Why are you gay? You are gay. Lesbian? Homosexual? You are a transgender.
I am Pepe Julian Onzima. I'm a human rights defender.
You're a gay rights activist. Why should someone be gay?
when you're growing up, you're within a society that has.
So as we stand today, are you dating?
Yes, I am.
You have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
You perform the natural obligations?
I'm not sexually active right now.
Doesn't that make you gay?
I am male and attracted to a female.
So who is gay?
So
as a human rights activist, what do you think of gays? Are they normal? Is it normal to be gay?
Absolutely. I mean, most people. We had a chat.
Why do you recruit young boys and girls into this gay activism?
There is no such thing.
Well, we have Pastor Semper online, an anti-gay activist, to tell us his side of the story. Hello, Pastor.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good to have you online. How are you today?
I am doing well. First, I'm really extremely distressed. We have these issues, and if I can get a chance to put on Zima, I will.
Oh, sorry, we lost you along the way. Legally, is there any legal justification for homosexuality?
I told you I'm a human rights defender. And he storms in, I storm. Thanks for your time. I cannot go on with this debate.
Before you go, do you recognize these things?
I'm sorry. Can you give me a minute?
Do you recognize some of these things here? These are some of the things they use.
Pastor, aren't you being too harsh to these people?
No.
Why for once? Can't you relax?
He thinks she's a man, but she does not have the equipment to be a man. So what do they do? To be able to put it inside you, you rip your urinary tract areas. When they put it inside, they're behind. But this
is a disorder, right? If it's a disorder,
yes.
Do you feel you're handling it the right way?
Yes, it makes him.
I'm glad Pepe is back.
I'm glad she has got.
Can you shake hands before we proceed?
Of course. How are you, Pepe? Pastor,
Pastor Semper argues that these are the instruments you use.
These are vegetables.
Yes.
Uganda, Africa, Sodome Association.
Can you justify that? Just a second. Can you justify? Let me give him a chance to respond. Pepe.
Just translate what.
Pepe.
Is there only one way to have children?
Yes, there is.
Really?
Yes, there is.
She's a woman. But she's thinking, excuse me, Phil, I've given you a chance. You see, a banana is different from a cucumber. A carrot is different from a banana. I want you to understand. Equate. No, these are not equal. So for you to... What tribe are you, by the way? What clan are you? Tachimanyi Asidise. Do you have fathers and grandfathers?
Of course it does.
What is your tribal name?
What's
in Africa, that is so bad.
Pastor, if he's not...
Let me tell you, Simon, as I am here, my family supports me.
Are they supporting a disorder?
I have a name. So I am a human rights defender. I'm not limited.
You
I
are
am not limited
for LGBTI.
I'm an activist,
gays,
bisexual,
transgender, and intersexuals.
Let me tell you something.
Where's the H?
Human rights. I told you earlier. I am for this group.
No. Pastor, hold it, please. Pastor, rather, Pepe.
I cannot believe you put me on a show with a hooligan. Can the pastor shut up while I say this?
Yes,
because he's been interrupting and probably you did not.
He's quiet. Pastor is quiet. Pastor, will you be quiet?
I am
so
afraid.
What will you do? Rather, what do you do in your advocacy work?
I told you.
Don't you think you need to interface so that
no, I have to pray for this young woman as I read the scripture for her. My daughter, I want to read for you a scripture.
No, I should take charge of this.
No, I want to read
no, he's not ready. He's not ready.
No,
I'm afraid, Pastor. No, I'm afraid you're not going to do this. My guest is we wind up and that ends the show.
Man, that's one of the best interviews that has ever been aired. I guarantee you that shit will be better than that Don Lemon interview. But we're gonna check out that Don Lemon interview. You already you watched it, Izzy. What give us some insights before we dive into it.
Honestly, I think Don Lemon did this interview, and he thought that this comedian was probably going to side with the trans community, to be completely honest. And I think he was a little bit taken aback that she didn't side with him. You know what I mean? And she told the truth. I actually liked what she said, to be honest.
Did you see Bad Seed's comment? Look.
What do you say? That's I'm so dead. I am literally 6 feet deep right now. Like, that shit is funny as fuck. I do want to make the point though. Did you notice how she's like, I am a man, right?
Right.
But yet when he, was putting that masculine energy on him, she didn't do what a man would usually do, because usually a man would have just been like, "Fool, I will break you."
Right. Right.
And she did none of that. She started acting like a young lady.
Man, that pastor had me dying laughing. No, even he was laughing though. Like, even he had a whole smile on his face that entire time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If you're gonna play in fucking these spaces, I'm just saying.
Right, exactly.
Just saying.
Exactly. All right, bro, let me see. I'm gonna start this shit real quick.
So comedian Dave Chappelle facing some backlash once again for including jokes about transgender people and the LGBTQ community in a television special. He has a new Netflix special out where he jokes about trans women's looks, about genitalia, tells a story about beating up a lesbian woman. Now, Chappelle says that he is Team TERF, T-E-R-F, referencing the term for trans exclusionary radical feminist. Here's some of it.
Cancel J.K. Rowling. My God, J.K. Rowling wrote all the Harry Potter books by herself. She sold so many books, the Bible worries about her. And they canceled her because she said in an interview, and this is not exactly what she said, but effectually, she said gender was a fact. And then the trans community got mad as shit. They started calling her a TERF. So I looked it up. TERF is an acronym. Stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. I'm Team TERF. I agree, man. Gender is a fact.
Right, so joining me now is activist.
Hate speech, yes or no? You guys type in the comments for me. Izzy, I want to know your take on that. Is that hate speech? Is that hate speech?
No, it's his opinion. It's not hate speech by no stretch of imagination.
I agree.
And and to be completely honest, I'm a little sick of trans folks acting like Jewish folks are, been acting for a long time, where if you say anything against them or you differ from them, their opinion in any way, shape, or form, they automatically say it's hate speech. I'm getting a little tired of that shit too.
Any critique is hate speech.
Right. And I think that's absolutely rubbish. It's bullshit.
So what we about to do real quick, I'm gonna come back to that in a second. But this is what we have to do. This is how we have to deal with this kind of stuff. All right. So what I got right here is the definition of the word gender. All right, jinda, as the African gentleman pointed out to us earlier, jinda. Okay, so what it says is either of the two sexes, male or female, especially when considered with reference to the social and cultural differences rather than biological ones. How do you feel about that?
For the most part, I guess I agree. I mean,
my issue is this: either of the two sexes, right? So we know that. So let's start here, okay? And I want you guys to take notes and follow what I'm saying. Definition of gender: either of the two sexes. What we need to do is we need to ask the LGBTQ community and figure out what are your definition of sexes, right? Because you don't, because the gender talk is what they use to justify everything. But the very thing that they use to justify everything is in itself transphobic, because we're not mentioning trans. And they say that, you know, anything that is exclusionary to trans people is transphobic or transphobia, whatever. But in this definition right here, it acknowledges that there are only two sexes. Either of the two sexes, male or female, especially when considered with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones. So biological differences, I'm assuming, would be sex.
Right.
The term is also used more broadly. Now see, I guarantee you what I want to see is when they added this part in. The term is used more broadly to denote a range of identities that do not correspond to established ideas of male and female. How do you feel about that? How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, that's probably where my issue would probably come in. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you know, and this has got to be a new definition, right? This has got to be an updated definition. Do you know?
Let me see. Hold on. It's from Oxford Dictionary. I'm not exactly sure where or what edition. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm assuming it's the most recent. So it probably is, because they update these dictionaries every year. But that's why it's important for us to keep track of all of the words. What's up, Queen Mercy? Good to see you. That's why it's important for us to keep track of all of the words, because they change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they change. If I remember correctly, they changed the definition of gender. But I'm not quite sure when that happened.
Well, what's that Supreme Court justice? She's a Republican, a right wing. I think her name is Amy Coney Barrett. I think at some point during her trial, the definition of one of these gender terms was changed. Did you guys know about that?
No, I didn't actually.
Let me see if I can find it. Oh, yeah, here it is right here. What it was the term sexual preference. All right. You know how you hear people talking about preferences? I don't know if this is the way in which preferences are usually described, but for these purposes here, you know what I'm saying? Sexual preference is the term that was redefined by the Webster Dictionary after the Amy Coney Barrett trial. All right. Now I find that important, because like what I talk about is how we live in a post-truth society, and this is it. You know, you hurt the wrong people's feelings, and we'll get a word definition changed. Webster redefined sexual preference after Amy Coney Barrett used it to match talking points. The online version of the Merriam-Webster dictionary changed the definition of sexual preference on the same day that the senators scolded Judge Amy Coney Barrett for her use of the word during day 2 of her confirmation hearings. When questioned by the Democratic senators on the Judiciary Committee on Obergefell versus Hodges, which decreased a constitutional right to same-sex marriage, Senator Mazie Harino, and Cory Booker. That was Cory Booker. This is your boy, Justice Democrat, and Cory Booker, a Justice Democrat, reprimanded Barrett for using the term sexual preference, claiming that it was outdated and offensive. You use the term sexual preference to describe those in the LGBTQ community, Harino said. Let's make this clear. Sexual preference, listen to this, guys. Sexual preference is an offensive and outdated term. Were you aware of that? It's used by anti-LGBTQ activists to suggest that sexual orientation is a choice. It is not. It's not. Damn it. Let's watch this real quick.
Which convinced Senator Hawley you met his test. This morning, Senator Feinstein asked you a question about the Supreme Court's 2015 decision in Obergefell v. Hodges, a case in which the court recognized the constitutional right to same-sex marriage. And I was disappointed that you wouldn't give a direct answer on whether you agreed with the majority in that case, or if you instead agree with your mentor, Justice Scalia, that no such right exists in the Constitution. So even though you didn't give a direct answer, I think your response did speak volumes. Not once, but twice. You used the term sexual preference to describe those in the LGBTQ community. And let me make clear, sexual preference is an offensive and outdated term. It is used by anti-LGBTQ activists to suggest that sexual orientation is a choice. It is not. Sexual orientation is a key part of a person's identity. That sexual orientation is both a normal expression of human sexuality and immutable was a key part of the majority's opinion in Obergefell, which, by the way, Scalia did not agree with. So if it is your view that sexual orientation is merely a preference, as you noted, then the LGBTQ community should be rightly concerned whether you would uphold their constitutional right to marry. I don't think that you use the term sexual preference.
What do you guys think about that?
I'm kind of lost. Why are we changing definitions? Why can't we come up with new words?
That's a great question. What do you guys think in the comments? My question is, how many of y'all knew about this? Because this is important. This is the kind of stuff that people miss. But then, see, now that we're dealing with this Chappelle stuff, we can bring it back to this. Why are we changing definitions in the dictionary? Like, why are we doing that? That's a great place to start. Why are we doing that? You know what I'm saying? What do you think, bro? What's your take on this?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I think we should be coming up with new words instead of changing definitions of words in order to reach a conclusion that, you know, you want. You know what I mean? So that's kind of one of my issues with this whole thing. That's probably my biggest issue, to be honest. And so I think I'm sorry, I'm over here trying to do stuff. So at the end of the day, like, I think we shouldn't be forcing, and this is the whole thing. The LGBT community goes out of their way to create new words. Like, instead of being straight, you're now cis, right? And we're supposed to just accept it. So why are they trying to change definitions of words that we've already established and we've been using for all these years? Now, when they say it's old and outdated wording, well, again, make up a new word. But if it's, you know, make up some new words so it will be specifically for that. But when we're talking about, you know, sexual orientation and we're talking about gender, they had definitions already. So how can they be outdated? You know,
exactly.
If those were the definitions at the time, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all. What is it that allows us to change the definition of the dictionary? You know what I'm saying? What is it that allows us to do that? And my question is, while all of this stuff is going on, why isn't anybody asking about who the hell is changing these damn definitions in the dictionary? Because we got this whole phenomenon that's called the Mandela effect, and people's memories are actually being affected. People don't remember shit. So if we actually have people not remembering shit on top of reality actually being altered, like normalized terms being altered, I mean, you know, did anybody in here know that the term sexual preference was allegedly offensive and an offensive anti-LGBTQ term? Would you all have known that? Did you know that, bro?
I had no fucking idea.
No idea. No idea. So this is where we're at right now. And where we're at is also that we're getting definitions changed.
Yeah, that shit is, you know, like, I didn't remember voting for this shit.
Yeah, I didn't. What I'm confused about, and the question that the black people should be asking, is what the hell is Cory Booker's ass doing? What is Cory Booker's ass doing? How you guys feel about Cory Booker?
I think Cory Booker is secretly gay.
But it's definitely possible. I mean, clearly
or
he
at
has,
least bisexual, because I think that him dating that one broad, the Rosario Dawson chick, I think that was all TV.
Right. Now, what happens? Why is it that they allow these transgender people to attack other transgender people in a transphobic way, and they don't get canceled? Did you guys ever hear about what Don Lemon did to that white man at that bar? When he put his hands in his pants and rubbed his hands in the white dude's face and asked the white dude if he liked pussy or dick. It was a dude that Don Lemon used to mess around with.
Oh, I heard about. I now remember what you're talking about.
Now that was LGBTQ phobic, right?
I think so.
Now this is what I'm curious about. All right, this is what I'm curious about, and this is what I'm talking about. This is what I want y'all to understand right here. This is some straight up bullshit, because now what we have is we have a interview that we're about to watch with this very guy who is indeed transphobic, scrutinizing Dave Chappelle. He's scrutinizing Dave Chappelle, and he is transphobic as hell his damn self. Look at this. Look at this shit right here. Bartender's lawsuit accuses CNN's Don Lemon of assault. All right, so there he goes right there. A bartender has accused CNN anchor Don Lemon of assaulting him. Check it out. Assaulting him by touching his own genitals, then aggressively shoving them into the bartender's face. If Don Lemon had done that to you, what would you have asked him for his autograph, or what would you have done?
I would have socked him in his mouth, dude. That's sexual assault. That's sexual harassment. That's
Facts.
Many different things.
Facts. That's transphobic as hell.
Well, I don't know. Would it be transphobic or would it be straight phobic?
Since they put them all together. No, this is a dude. This white dude here. He was a member of the LGBTQ community. He's somebody that Don Lemon used to be involved with.
Okay. Then that would be an assault against a gay man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's up, Bohemian girl? Yeah, what's up, headsets? I see you, bro. What's good with you? I think I saw my man Extreme X in here too. Foxhole Fight Club. What's up? What's good, everybody? Yeah, this is weird, right? So CNN said that the lawsuit filed last week, and this is an old story, so it wasn't actually last week, in New York Supreme Court was without merit, and that the bartender Dustin Heiss. Now look up this man named Dustin Heiss. He had a history of contempt for CNN until he was rolling around bumping uglies with Don Lemon. I mean, he's showing him love then, right? I mean, that's not contempt unless it's hate sex. I don't know. He claims that in the suit, while he was a patron at a bar in Sag Harbor, New York, he recognized Lemon and offered to buy him a drink. Lemon declined the offer, according to the lawsuit, and the two left each other alone and returned to their respective groups of friends. But Heiss said later that evening at the same bar, Lemon approached him and assaulted him. Mr. Lemon, who was wearing a pair of shorts, sandals, and a t-shirt, what I had to go into detail about what this nutcase was wearing, put his hands down the front of his own shorts vigorously, rubbed his genitalia, removed his hand, and shoved his index and middle fingers into Heiss's mustache under Heiss's nose, the lawsuit states, claiming that Lemon then proceeded to ask Heiss, "You like pussy or you like dick?"
Wait a minute. You mean Don Lemon put his hand in his pants, grabbed his nuts, put his finger up to this man's fucking nose, and then asked him if you like pussy or you like dick?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Don Lemon not charged with sexual assault?
Why is he sitting up there criticizing Dave Chappelle, who simply had jokes about the LGBTQ, when this motherfucker is not only putting his hands on people, he's putting his body fluids and ball funk on people as well, under their mustache. I'd have knocked that motherfucker out. Yeah, that's how he said it. They took the video down of the camera footage, but I got it mentally. Which one you like? Pussy or dick? No, I'm just playing. There wasn't ever no camera footage, but I'm just assuming. What do you think, bro? You think he qualified to talk shit about Chappelle?
I don't think he's qualified to talk about anybody.
He still should be doing jail time.
I think Don Lemon should have been canceled way back then.
I mean, if this isn't cancel worthy, right? Because my thing is, I think this ended up getting settled out of court, so it never actually went to court. Now, if somebody says, "Oh, you just hating because it's Don Lemon," I'm gonna ask this: people have been canceled for less, and the thing is that this man here, Dustin Heiss, he was romantically involved with Don Lemon. You know what I mean?
Case in point, though, is this. They're trying to fucking cancel Dave Chappelle for making some jokes, but yet they don't want to cancel Don Lemon for actually putting his stank ass hand under a man's nose and asking him weird ass questions.
Right.
Which is a crime. Go figure.
Right. I mean, kind of weird. Right? Kind of some double standards like a motherfucker, if you ask me.
Kinda is an understatement, bro.
Yeah. We're all dealing with this together. So we all need to, you know what I'm saying, be as understanding towards each other as we can. Like Queen Mercy said, we cannot unsee that imagery anymore. So that's kind of fucked up. I didn't mean to mess up everybody's morning. Primal, what's good with you, bro? Yeah, so this is Don Lemon. So this is the guy that they got to criticize Chappelle. Following the interaction, he claims he feared for his safety and experienced feelings of shame, humiliation, anxiety, anger, and guilt, and has had difficulty continuing his work as a bartender in the Hamptons because bar patrons talked and joked about the incident. Yeah, that's that bartender that Don Lemon, Don Lemon grabbed his balls and shoved his nuts under his nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I wouldn't work there either if that happened to me. I'd have had, that's unexcusable. At that point, you have to be knocked out. You have to get your ass whooped. Don Lemon, I'm sorry, you'd have got your motherfucking ass beat.
Was it a gay bar?
I don't know what kind of bar it would. Ironically, they leave that part out. I mean, if Don Lemon was there, I have to, assume that it was probably extremely gay friendly, probably more gay friendly than straight friendly.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Every time I see the Lemon, I will hear that voice. Yeah, which one you like? You like pussy or you like dick? Which one you like? Who knew Don Lemon was Debo? Dick Bo.
Don Lemon is the gay Debo and shit.
Right. That's my toy, punk.
He was that one nigga from Friday to Terry Crews' character and shit.
Right. That's who they should get if they ever make a Don Lemon documentary. They should get Terry Crews to play Don Lemon. Just put him in the you know, the shit that get the costume artist from White Girls to get his skin right. You know what I'm saying? That shit is stupid. Don Lemon should have known better than to behave that way in public. Nasty, just nasty. Sticky, nasty, stanky, slimy ass fingers, and then gonna put them under somebody's motherfucking mustache while he's working with food, mind you. He's at a bar.
This is look, you nasty. That nigga is nasty.
You're right. Right. So I think we got enough. I'll put the article link in the description box for anyone who wants to know a little bit more about that situation. All right, so let's you'll never look at Don Lemon the same. Yo, Rogish, what's up, bro? What's good with you, fam? You would never look at Don Lemon the same. And it's all good though, because y'all about to have to look at him right now. So let's
yeah, when you look at him during this video, make sure you remember that face saying you like dick or you like pussy.
Right. That's fucking hilarious, bro. All right, here we go. Let's play this dumbass shit. We're gonna start this shit from the top.
So comedian Dave Chappelle facing some backlash once again for including jokes about transgender people and the LGBTQ community.
Comedian Dave Chappelle facing some back shots for criticizing the LGBTQ community. I'm just playing.
In a television special. He has a new Netflix special out where he jokes about trans women's looks, about genitalia, tells a story about beating up a lesbian woman. Now, Chappelle says that he is Team TERF, T-E-R-F, referencing the term.
Look, bro, he's sitting there talking about this shit. Nigga, you actually did assault an LGBTQ dude. Like, you the OG of this shit.
This is nothing new for fucking Don Lemon. Don Lemon should know what the fuck he's talking about. And Don Lemon's sitting over there in his mind talking about, thank God it's that nigga and not me.
Right. Look at him. He don't look as he don't look as happy and he looks a little bit stressed out. You know, I hope nobody oh shit, I hope they don't bring this damn shit up again. We're bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing it up.
For trans exclusionary radical feminists. Here's some of it.
Cancel J.K. Rowling. My God, J.K. Rowling wrote all the Harry Potter books by herself. She sold so many books, the Bible worries about her. And they canceled her because she said in an interview, and this is not exactly what she said, but effectually, she said gender was a fact. And then the trans community got mad as shit. They started calling her a TERF. So I looked it up. TERF is an acronym. Stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. I'm Team TERF. I agree, man. Gender is a fact.
Right, so joining me now is activist and writer Raquel Willis. Raquel, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about some things here and why there's been such criticism and see what we come up with here. Because he made the jokes. The critics are saying, look, you have to consider what's happening during this last historic year of anti-transgender legislation introduced at least in 33 states, less than a year after a record high number of transgender people, most of them trans women of color, were killed. So what did you think? And you have to keep in mind, he is a comedian, right? But what did you think when you heard this?
Wow.
Hold up. Have y'all ever heard of biological women being called tunas? Did you ever hear Queen Mercy says that they call biological women tunas?
Oh, wow. I've never heard that shit, but that don't sound too off the wall for me, to be completely honest.
We could get a date if these motherfuckers wouldn't stop putting their motherfucking dicks in tunas. What? You know that's how they say that shit. Yo, weak ass tuna fucking motherfucker. Like, come on now. Come on, y'all.
How disrespectful is that, though?
Right.
That's super disrespectful. If I went around calling women tunas,
What
y'all
kind
would
you
be
like?
Fuck you, nigga.
Chicken of the sea.
Right?
Chicken of the sea or bumblebee.
Right. Look, and this is why women need to be canceling the LGBT community, to be honest. Because y'all been the strongest supporters, especially like I said yesterday, especially black women, have been the strongest supporters of the LGBT community. But yet they already got a derogatory term for women that don't agree with them, that they don't like. Ain't that about the bitch?
I got a question. So if a male transitions into a woman, does that male become considered was he a male supporter of the LGBTQ community? How does that work? You see what I'm saying? Like if you're a male and you become a transgender woman, you're no longer a male supporter. So how do you get, you see what I'm saying? Like, how does that work? How do you get classified? What kind of support do you classify if you're a male and transition into a woman and join the community? How does that work?
I fucking don't know, bro.
It's getting to the point where the shit used to be arithmetic and now we're doing complicated integrals.
Yeah, right now we're in trigonometry right now.
Right. So my man Rogish here says, and this is the perspective that's supposed to be respectful. My lady just confirmed this is ill as fuck. Oh, we about to check this shit out then. He sprinkled in trans information. I guess he would be with the T. Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely.
When I watched the special, I felt kind of disheartened that he was continuing this attack on the trans community. Now, I think we love to say, oh, comedians are just telling jokes. Like, that's what they do. But I think it ignores the fact that they have platforms, and those platforms, the rhetoric that they espouse has real world consequences for a lot of cisgender straight people who don't know trans people in their everyday life. Their first interaction with trans people is through the media. It's through what they watch, through what they read. And so the only things that
I think that this is important real quick, and I think we should have a little discussion about this. All right, so let's talk about the renaming, right? Because I think it goes back. Yo, what's up, Vinard? What's going on with you, bro? So, okay, so check this out, right? We just saw an instance where the dictionary was changed, right? Sexual preference is apparently offensive. Now, my question is, we also are coming up with terminology and grouping and class terminology, right? Like all of a sudden now they want to call us POCs. Now they want to call straight people cis. BIPOC. We're never naming ourselves, and these people think that they just get. You're just gonna be a cis. I'm gonna just name you a cis. I'm gonna name you a person of color. What do you think about that, bro? I think that's one of the major problems that kind of gets overlooked because of the craziness that's going on. That's like right in front of our face that we see. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a huge problem with it, and I think that there's an issue with. Because what they do is that if you don't agree with it, they bully you.
Right.
And I don't think people are calling it for what it is, because this is what it is. It is bullying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, since when was it okay for, we were just going through this thing about where we can't bully people and, you know, especially LGBT, but yet when they turn around and bully us and force us into acquiescing, but we fight it a little bit, or we are like, yeah, that's not what it is, and we disagree, all of a sudden we're transphobic, homophobic, you know what I mean? We hate the LGBT community. So I don't know, I just feel bullied, to be completely honest. And I want to point out real quick that this is not the same interview that I had.
Oh, this isn't the same interview that you had.
No.
Okay.
I find that very funny because, again, I told you in the motherfucking video I showed, he seemed pretty surprised that the trans woman had the opinion that they had. And then what they did is they found a different trans woman that would follow the sentiments of what they were trying to push. So while we listen to it, I am going to actually send you that fucking interview.
I'm gonna just ask the mods if a mod can find that interview, or either just send a link to Izzy's video. Make sure y'all, if y'all can do that, help your boy out. Put that in the comments so that way people can watch Izzy's video and also go over there and subscribe to the channel too.
It's actually real short. So if anybody is on my Twitter, go on my Twitter and it's right there. Because man, I'm just gonna send it to you. Watch.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, just send it to me, and then we'll look at that after we look at this. Just send it to hold on real quick. I got you. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Let me see. All right, cool. I just sent you the thing real quick. All right, so I'm about to play this. All right, and we'll watch this other one next. All right. So if y'all haven't smashed the like button, help your boy out. Make sure you smash the like button. I saw it was like 17 likes and there's like 37 people in here, man. Get that together for your boy. All right.
They hear are these constant misconceptions about our experiences, demonizing words about who we are, saying that we're not women if we're trans women, saying that trans men are not men, and on, then they're going to actually bring that into their everyday lives. And that's why we see high rates of violence. At least 38 trans and gender nonconforming folks have been murdered this year. We will continue to see more pieces of legislation put forth that actually impact young trans people. And so I think that's also the other thing too, is that people get so fixated on the adjective of trans, right? The trans part of it, but we are human. And I think that Chappelle did a sloppy job of speaking to our humanity.
Yeah, there's a part in there where he talks about his friend, right? And he said, his friend said, I'm not asking you to understand. I'm just asking you to listen, and I'm telling you that I'm having this experience and that I'm a human being. So is there any part that is redemptive in there, or is there anything you would like to, if you had a discussion with Chappelle, what would you say to him?
Well, I think what's unfortunate is that he has not really grappled with the fact that as a Black, cisgender, straight man, he could have easily used his platform to talk about the tensions that exist within our own community as Black folks, right? I think that there's a way that he and other Black, cisgender, straight comedians kind of gloss over the fact that Black LGBTQ+ folks exist. And so it's easy for him to paint the LGBTQ+ community as purely just a white community. There are all these ideas that queerness and transness, all these different things are white inventions. And that's just not true. Black LGBTQ+ folks have always existed. And I really wish he didn't spend.
Did you want me to stop it?
Yeah, that's utter nonsense right there. See, this is the shit that they keep on trying to push, and this is why they didn't bring the person that I sent the other video. Make sure you play that after.
Oh, we will. We will. Real quick though, before you continue, can one of the moderators put in what the definition of cisgender is for Craig Johnson? All right, go ahead, bro.
This is utter nonsense. You see, what they did was, they said, look, man, he could have spent time and called out Black folks on their hate of LGBT.
Why?
Again, this is a narrative that they always want to do. They're always trying to demonize Black folks as these hateful ass motherfucking people. And this is utter nonsense. This so-called woman wants to sit around, and she would rather, she finds that her so-called gender is more important than her fucking race. So what she did was she was like, here, let's turn the flashlight on Black folks. Then she wanted to try to pull a bullshit narrative and act as if Dave Chappelle acted as if all trans people and all the people in the LGBT community is white. And that's bullshit too. Like,
right.
Clearly this broad did not pay attention to anything that Dave Chappelle said. And anybody who tries to make that correlation that Dave Chappelle was trying to make it seem as if all gay people and all people part of the LGBT is white, that's not what he did. And this is just utter nonsense right here. This broad is a fucking liar, and she's trying to push a bullshit agenda to demonize black folks as a whole.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. So we got the definition. Good looking out. Help me. What's good with you, bro, by the way? A cisgender, sometimes cissexual, shortened to cis, describes a person whose gender identity is the same as their sex assigned at birth. Dav, what up? All right. So is everybody clear on that? All right, we about to continue. MC Fact, what's up with you, bro? Cisgender is a new stupid term to describe how God created male and female. They call it assigned now. That's facts, except for the God created part, because we don't know yet. All right, but here we go. Because I know your ass would be like, nigga, ain't no evidence of that shit.
Is redemptive in there, or is there anything you would like to, if you had a discussion with Chappelle, what would you say to him?
Well, I think what's unfortunate is that he has not really grappled with the fact that as a Black, cisgender, straight man, he could have easily used his platform to talk about the tensions that exist within our own community as Black folks, right? I think that there's a way that he and other Black, cisgender, straight comedians kind of gloss over the fact that Black LGBTQ plus folks exist. And so it's easy for him to paint the LGBTQ plus community as purely just a white community. You know, there are all these ideas that queerness and transness, all these different things are white inventions. And
question, do that sound like Buck dancing in butter biscuits or no?
That is fucking Buck dancing totally 150%, bro.
Yeah.
This bitch try to say, oh, well, he could have pointed out the problems that, that we have, against us. This is bullshit right here, bro.
That's because all transphobia matters.
What the fuck ever.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out because that was some straight up that was some mammying. Okay, to all my Black people in the room, this is I guess, you know what I'm saying, this is like some foundational Black shit that we need to talk about. How are we going to make an all-inclusive term mammying for these people? Like, this is mammying, you know what I'm saying? But what would she be like, a fammy? A female male mammy? Is that what that is? What do we do?
This is a fucking Sambo mammy.
The only person that I think has the answer for this is a professor. You know what I'm saying? I think somebody that has an academic background, like Professor Black Truth. Maybe he could do some research on it and get back.
This is a trans Sambo. Fuck out of here.
a transbo. A flambo. Yeah, flambo. What do you think about that? Flambo.
And that's just not true. Black LGBTQ plus folks have always existed. And I really wish he didn't spend so much time only focusing on the fact that there are white people within our community, because it lets him get off the hook. He doesn't have to hold himself accountable for the transphobia and homophobia that exists within our own community.
Well, let's like some of the terms that you're talking about, like cis and all of that, and people may not be familiar with, and it's our job to educate people, right? So I just want to, and to talk and tell people what gender identity is and transgender here. So let's set the record straight just so that people know that it talks about gender. Gender identity is one's innermost concept of self as male, female, a blend of both or neither, how individuals perceive themselves and what they call themselves. One's gender identity can be the same or different from their sex assigned at birth. And then there is transgender, which is an
Sex assigned at birth. Let's talk about that real quick. What do you all think?
Assigned, you're born with the fucking, oh Lord, you're born with your sex, period.
That's not true. That's not true. Is he? The doctor checks off a box.
No, you fucking come out of your mama's fucking yoni, and you either have
child, did you call it a
yoni yourself, or you got a motherfucking penis. That's just what it is.
Did you call it a yoni? I can't with your transphobic self. Go to church.
Whatever, I guess. Fucking weirdos. I swear to God.
So who assigns the sex, right? So like let's just explore this assigned sex term, right? Now, we all know that it's the chromosomal pairing that creates the determination of what the sex is. So if we go beyond the box that they want to act like the doctor checked off, who assigns that chromosomal pairing? What do you think about that?
DNA.
There you go. So now what we're doing is we're superseding chemistry and biology. What do you think about that? So then that goes back to like Chappelle saying, well, you know, gender is a fact. Because gender, you know, it's implying that, you know, you behave and identify with what your chromosomal pairing says. You see what I'm saying?
I totally understand.
Yeah, like this is very interesting. Anyway, we'll continue.
Umbrella term for people whose gender identity and or expression is different from cultural expectations based on the sex that they were assigned at birth. So when Chappelle says gender is a fact, what do you think of that?
Well, I think he, along with a lot of the trans exclusionary radical feminists or TERFs that he brought up, like to put forth this idea that trans people are saying that gender does not exist. That is completely antithetical to what many of us are actually saying. We're actually saying that gender is more complex than most people think. Gender.
No, you're trying to say that you can change gender, you fucking idiot. Ooh,
and so the way that you are.
No, you good, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, see, and this is what I'm talking about. See, she sits here and she's trying to say that, you know, they're not trying to change it and all this shit, but yet they think that they are the same thing as a biological female. You see what I'm saying? They are trying to change it. They're trying to change the whole program to try to say, well, you know, I'm a trans female. I am a woman. I'm still a woman, right? No, you're a trans woman. You're a trans female. You're not a biological woman. You're not a biological female by no stretch of the imagination. Do you have a menstrual cycle? No. Can you give birth? No. Do you have a womb? No. Bitch, you're not a biological woman. And why should I treat you as if you're the same as a biological woman? That's utter nonsense.
Right. Exactly. I mean, is there anybody in here that disagrees with that? I don't. I mean, that was accurate than a motherfucker to me.
Signed at birth, maybe based on genitalia or whatever, it's not the same way that femininity and so on and so forth. So we're really saying that these things are more complex, and it's actually not just trans people having a gender experience. Everybody is having a more complicated gender experience.
I have 3 dogs in this fight, so let me start there. I'm Black, I am a comedian, and I am transgendered. So I have 3 dogs in this fight, and I want to be fair to each and every one of those platforms. What I heard from Dave Chappelle's latest special was—
Hey, do you think, hey, bro,
what's up?
Do you think that Kevin Samuels advised her on those glasses to wear for this interview?
I think that's motherfucking Kevin Samuels in drag right now.
You crazy.
Yeah, I said it. Come after me. Reality Check Virtual Radio, bitch.
Oh shit. Them look like some thick frame glasses that have KS fingerprints all over them. You know what I'm saying? As long as they're not dirty fingerprints like Don Lemon, you know, that we all know Don Lemon puts his dirty fingerprints on you know, gay white men's mustaches, but as long as it's not like that.
Was the overpouring of racism that he talked about, because I understand that he's talked about the transgender community, and some of the things were painful to hear, but funny, because as a comedian, that is our safe place. That is where we are the safest on stage, where we should feel like we should be able to say anything. Nina Simone said it best. How can you be an artist and not speak about the times? He says it in socially inappropriate ways that people say is not politically correct, but it's teachable moments. And there was no lies told. Here's the hypocrisy for me, Don. And I love my community, LGBTQ plus IA, and I'm saying it correctly because I am still a comedian first, but I'm going to be respectful tonight to everyone involved, because I have three dogs in this fight. The love of me as a comedian will always be in me, but I can hide that. The transgender person that I identify as will always be in me, but I can hide that. But the Black person in me, I can never hide. I hate the fact that we keep skirting around. So here it is, the hypocrisy. Dave Chappelle.
See, what do you think about what she just said right there? Because I actually agree with all of that she just said right there.
So do I. He said nothing but facts. So how is it that the trans community can't even get their own story straight? See, this is what I'm talking about. And this was the first fucking interview that Don Lemon had. You see his face. Look at his face.
Yeah, he mad. Wait a minute.
He's mad. He's like, you're not supposed to be saying this shit.
He got his hand. He's rubbing his genitalia vigorously right now, about to attack her mustache.
He wants to stick his fingers all the way up her nose.
Well, he gonna get her mustache and then go up to the nose.
No, the fact of the matter is Don Lemon knows he get his ass beat up by her. Okay.
Oh yeah. She'll whoop his ass.
Okay.
She'll whoop his ass.
Like at the end of the day, you know, you can already tell that there's a whole ass nigga underneath that motherfucking shit right there, and he'll whoop Don Lemon ass.
She'll unapologetically take that wig off and whoop his ass like Mike Tyson.
Nigga, who the fuck do you think I am? That's
right. That's the type of motherfucker. She'll rip her motherfucking boobs and bra off. You know what I'm saying? And whoop his motherfucking ass.
Right. She would lay to smack it down on that Negro. So the fact of the matter is, but everything she said is truth. She knows that Dave Chappelle is true and what he's saying is true. Again, she said it. Well, he might not be saying it in the right proper way. He might be being a little bit more, you know, a little bit more cutting edge, talking a little bit more crassly about it. But what he said ultimately is a teaching moment. And there's nothing but facts in what he said. The fact of the matter is they know deep down that what fucking Dave Chappelle said in that whole special is true. And they don't like a mirror being blown right the fuck in their face. And this is just one trans woman who can accept the truth because she knows the truth, because she can live with it. She's already accepted it. And this is the problem. You need more trans women like her who understand exactly what the fuck was going on, instead of that other one that was over there simping for her white zaddy, trying to fucking, you know, be accepted, waving her flag, talking about pick me, pick me, pick me. Fuck that other bitch. This is a real one.
Right. Yeah. She probably one of those ones that, you know what I'm saying? She probably has the Johnny, what was that the blonde dude on Cartoon Network, that type of build, the upside down Dorito, you know what I'm saying? And the, and to knock his ass out and be more pissed off that she had to mess up her wig than she is about the shit that he said. I gotta agree with you, bro. I gotta agree with you. Streamlabs is acting up. You gotta love Streamlabs.
That's what it's looking like. Streamlabs is blocking comments at this point.
All right, well, try this. If Streamlabs block somebody else, moderators block Streamlabs and see what happened.
That's right.
Gave his friend who was white and transgender, a job, who wanted to be a comedian.
Yeah, that's it right there. Fitful Fire, appreciate it. Johnny Bravo, that's who I was looking at. She probably built like Johnny Bravo and is about 6'7". She will whoop Don Lemon's ass.
She will drag the shit out of fucking Don Lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Don Lemon looked like he was beat up as a kid by a whole bunch of girls.
Right.
And you look at his face. He has a look at his face. It's kind of he has his Larry Elder's face on right now.
He sure do have a Larry Elder stink face on.
Look at his face. He has his Larry Elder's face on right now, and he's trying to eyeball the camera so deep that it gets through to her, but she don't give two
She don't
shits.
give
She's
two.
like, nigga, you don't scare me.
Right. I will reach through this camera and whoop your ass with my sandal. That's what she think, looking at him like.
She would beat the brakes out of Don Lemon. She ain't worried about it. And this is what the fuck I'm talking about. This is what it is. And Don Lemon did not like her bringing this true narrative to the table. You see what I'm saying? Because it doesn't meet the narrative that he wants to push and that the liberal media wants to push. This bullshit, white. And again, she did not come out for to try to protect the white LGBT community.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what this is. And that's what Don Lemon is understanding. And Don Lemon is like, bitch, you are fucking this shit up for the rest of us.
Right.
And Don Lemon acquiesces to the white LGBT community at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So let's just break it all the way down. And he can't say nothing. He got to keep his mouth shut because, again, I'm looking at that, bro. She'll probably reach right through the camera and whoop his ass.
Man, that's one of them. Man, listen, bro. You already know she would. You already know she would. There'd
be a whole bunch of nigga. Who the fuck is you on CNN? Had he said a damn word?
That would be the fun. That would be one of them hood ass whoopings. Like, right. Yeah.
And let's just be honest. Alicia, you're absolutely right. Don Lemon thinks that he has been accepted by the greater white majority, and primarily the left white folks. And we've said it many, many times. The left wing is just like the right wing. They're two wings of the same damn bird. They work together. They work together to push a white supremacist narrative. And he feels that he's being accepted. And if she's not going according to the greater scheme of things, he's looking at her like, you're fucking this up for us good niggas.
He's looking at her the same way he feels about Chappelle.
That's real shit.
You know what I mean?
An opportunity to open for him. Dave Chappelle is one of the greatest to do it of our time right now. That was a huge opportunity for her. The LGBT community never reached out to give her any opportunity like that. But then they turned and said that he was transphobic, he was homophobic, all the backlash he received from 2 or 3 episodes ago from specials. And she stood with her friend, the transgender woman, and stood against Dave to say, no, he's not like that. And the LGBTQIA plus community bashed this woman so bad that she jumped off a building and killed herself. Dave was not responsible for that. So who is? Because
we don't let's talk about that. Let's run it back one time and talk about this.
Yeah, please run that back one more time, please, because again, that is LGBT on LGBT violence right the fuck in front of you. Let's play that.
Facts.
Opportunity like that. But then they turned and said that he was transphobic, he was homophobic, all the backlash he received from 2 or 3 episodes ago from specials. And she stood with her friend, the transgender woman, and stood against Dave to say, no, he's not like that. And the LGBTQIA plus community bashed this woman so bad that she jumped off a building and killed herself. Dave was not responsible for that. So who is? Because
we don't know. I have to say, we don't know. We don't
know
and
here comes Don Lemon to the rescue.
Go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Don Lemon about to Mayo explain. You know
right? No, and we do know that because the fact of the matter is the Twitter is still up. The LGBT community went after Daphne. I forget her last name. Okay, but they came after her. Okay, now she already had some issues that she had to deal with and shit. But the fact of the matter is, let's not fucking play no games. Okay, when her own community turned their back on her, and she was already going through what she was going through. If you don't think that don't have no repercussions, and you don't think that had a little bit to do with that woman jumping off that goddamn building, then you blinder than a motherfucker. And here comes Don Lemon with his old funky ass trying to stand up for the white LGBT community over here. No, we can't. We can't do that. You see, he had to stand up real quick when she started bringing out the truth. No, let's not go there. No,
it started sounding like Jim Clyburn.
You heard me? He started sounding like Roly Poly Martin.
Oh wait, hold on now. This is not. That's not what I didn't bring you on this interview to talk about. I didn't bring you on this interview to talk about them good white LGBT folks. Now,
I'm saying.
Look what Primal Study said. He said, "I'd rather throw fists with Don Lemon than that lady." I got to agree. I don't want no parts of that.
I do not want no parts of that either, and I'd be a scared Negro if I was locked up in the same goddamn cell as her. I'd be lying if I said otherwise.
Because you know she's like 6'8", nigga. You know this.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Her constitution and my constitution are very different. The backlash at me, I'm not going to do that. But here's the thing, who we blaming for that? You're not blaming Dave. Dave gave her an opportunity that the community did not give her.
Listen, Dave Chappelle is saying, quite honestly, what a lot of people think. They don't understand the trans community and how people may identify. Is that a fair statement?
I think that's very fair. And I think that he has opened up an opportunity for us to come to the table and have real conversations, Don, about this. The problem is we keep sending disgruntled, angry people with their fist balls up in their face with an attitude to come to the table. If you come to the table already with an attitude, you will never hear what I'm saying, and I will never hear what you're saying. If we don't take the time to have real conversations with real people in the community that represent, you can't come with an already agenda. So we can let down the smoke screen between us and them so there will just be an us. He pretty much said that we are so much more alike than we are different. And I'm telling you, you hear what you want to hear. You had to know that Dave Chappelle was cool in who he is, because Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million a few years ago. It is in the Bible, and it says, for what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Hey,
the money was never the problem. He came back, yes.
Let me ask you this, because I've heard your stand-up, and you say that we fight over the wrong things. We get too hung up on titles, and even as African-Americans and as members of the LGBTQ plus community, that we get too hung up on things that are, look, you call people what they want to be called. That's how I feel. But we can have these discussions, but we get too hung up on, you know, titles and letters and.
Well, it was just kind of like the Democratic Party to me. Are we trying to win the war of these little battles? And here's the thing, there are going to be two sides of history with the transgender community. There's the disgruntled, angry side that is still fighting over bathroom wars and pronouns and these minute rights. And then there's the side of history where we have a state senator, Sarah McBride in Delaware. Joe Biden appointed a doctor who is a transgender woman. MJ Rodriguez just made history by being nominated as the first transgender actress to be nominated for a lead role in TV. So there's two sides of history. We're going one way, and then we're being pulled back the other way only by us.
Oh, and that was facts. That was, see, and they couldn't bring her back. That's why they brought that other one on, so they could go off and they can push the narrative that they wanted to push. She spoke nothing but facts in that interview. If anybody thinks otherwise, you are sorely mistaken.
Yeah, I didn't have no problem with anything that she was saying in that interview. You know what I'm saying? I thought that for the most part, everything that she said in that video was pretty, I thought it was pretty accurate.
Yeah, me too. I do too. And she said it. You over here bitching about pronouns and shit. There's bigger wars. You over here worried about what somebody else is calling you. But the problem, and here's the thing, you know, it's like, it's not like motherfuckers, listen, and this is what's so funny to me. It's not like people are over here, you know, making up all new, derogatory statements towards like trans or homosexuals or lesbians and shit. You know what I mean? When we used to call them way back in the 90s, we used to call lesbians dykes as some sort of slur. They took that word, right? And now they use it, right?
Right.
We used to call them queer. That used to be a bad word back in the day. Now it's an okay word. You understand? So they're over here, they're doing the same thing that we did with nigga, in a sense, right? But they're still getting pissed off when the fuck, if you don't acknowledge them for who they are. You know what I mean? Oh, well, I feel I'm a woman. That's cool, but I don't see you as a woman. So why are you trying to bully me into looking at things through your lens? See, and this is the problem. This is one of the biggest problems that we're having today, because they want to sit here and they want to keep on getting mad over this petty shit. How about you guys, LGBT has gotten so much. They got more, okay? And don't get me wrong, I'm going to say this, but everybody that knows my position on Obama knows exactly how I feel about this. But they got more than even black folks did through Obama.
Right.
They've gotten more, you know what I mean, through those 8 years than black folks ever got. Now they came to the table with a lot more demands, but at the same time, they got so much more, right? And they want to sit here and get mad because you don't look at them the same way they look at themselves. Well, if you're sure about who you are, why are you worried about what I think about you?
Right.
Right? Isn't that one of the things that white folks love to fucking say? You can only let words only affect you if you let them affect you. Isn't that what they say? They love to say that shit.
Pretty much what they say.
Right? So they always try to tell black folks all the time, don't be mad when they call you a nigger, because it's only you that's letting you be affected by that word, right? But now all of a sudden they want to act like, oh, well, it's so important that you call me a woman, and you treat me just like a biological woman. See, they're taking that extra step. It's like, okay, I'll call you a woman. Right. Well, now you got to look at me exactly like a biological woman. And if you're not willing to fuck with me, then you are transphobic. Right. They're taking that extra step. And that is where all this comes in, because it's like you give somebody, a piece of candy, they going to take a whole goddamn cake and some ice cream.
I'm gonna have my cake and I'm gonna eat that shit too.
You feel me? And they want to sit around here trying to bully motherfuckers into fucking being as they want to be called. And it's like, but y'all ain't respecting nobody else. This is what I've always found, that relationship, right? Especially with the black community and the LGBT community. The fact of the matter is, I've always found that relationship a one-way deal, right? Where they demand of us, but they don't give us the same respect.
Well, that's how it is with all of our coalitions. Any coalition that we're ever involved in, literally the dynamics end up playing like that. So that makes you ask the question, how are we going to go into politics this next election, as far as like politics starting at the local level? Because at some point, people have to wake up and understand we're doing all of this stuff for all of these other groups. And all these other groups do is turn around and shit on us. I don't know if you heard Jason Black on the TBA channel. He did a live stream just recently about Andrew Yang leaving the Democratic Party because he feels that him being a Democrat is causing a, quote, civil war. So he's doing interviews now with Fox News, and he just basically wants to make sure that, hey, if you're against black people and you hate black people, I'm your friend, I'm your ally. So what he's doing is he's putting up a dog whistle. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that these LGBTQ people do. You know what I'm saying? After they utilize everything that we fought for to further themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is the game that's being played. And I hate to say it, but black folks, we are the ones that are being used the most out of all other people. And I said it yesterday during my stream yesterday, and I'll say it again. Black women are being used the most, period. Whether black women want to hear that shit or not, they are being used the absolute most from this community.
Yeah. Well, Superman's getting used right now What do you think about that? Look at the screen.
Oh yeah, I saw that. But you know, it's not really Superman. It's Superman's son.
It's Superman's son.
Yeah, Superman's son that's coming out as bisexual.
So basically what they're doing is they're putting out the narrative. Oh, this is how you need to behave if one of your kids is you know, LGBTQ. And my thing is a parent who loves their child doesn't need any instruction. If a child is LGBTQ or if a child is born gay, if you're a parent and you truly love your kid, you're not going to hate your kid because they don't have the same gender identity as you. We don't need to be instructed of that by the mainstream media.
Nah, we don't. But I just want to point out, it seems to me that there's way, because just not too long ago, I think Tim Drake was bisexual too. And then they've made, I think they have more fucking superheroes that are part of the LGBT community now than they have black characters in comics now.
Yeah, probably. I think the comics are all, for the most part, LGBTQ.
Look,
my question is, like, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you guys feel about that?
What, the comics is all LGBTQ?
About the complete and total and utter bombardment of this LGBTQ narrative.
I think it's a little much. I mean, it's, to me, I think the LGBTQ is actually overrepresented across the board.
Yeah, I think so.
I think, and again, us black folks, we are underrepresented in almost everything, in movies and comics and TV shows.
Now, those LGBTQ people, they say exactly what, you know, what we should be doing as black people, right? Like, as black people, we should be protecting the LGBTQ community because of all of the murders and all of the different things like that that's going on. But my question is what is the LGBTQ doing about cis black underrepresentation in anything?
And they're not doing anything. What is the LGBT? And I pointed this out yesterday too. What is the LGBT doing for the black women, which is the biggest group that supports the LGBT community? What are they doing for cis black women, right? According in their language, what are they doing for those women? The women, you know, the 1,200 black women that are killed every single year, you know, because black women, up to 4 black women are killed every single fucking day. What are they doing about that? Where are they speaking out on that? Where are they speaking on the fucking 75,000 black women who go missing every single motherfucking year? Where the fuck are they on that?
Right.
Where are they in the underrepresentation of black folks? And why is it that the only time they want to, you know, help and support a black person in the comics, movies, TVs, that black person's got to be fucking gay? Why is it that in every single black show, there's always got to be at least one black LGBT person?
Right. Look at Aton's Sun God
on TV, period. I don't care what nobody says.
WS is trying to smear FBA as anti-Asian, homophobic, misogynist, transphobic, anti-immigrant so they can light us up with law enforcement. That's why nothing happened with the George Floyd bill. I agree with every word that he just said.
Absolutely. Anton, not a lie said in that whole statement.
At all. I wish as the content creator, I could, you know how the people in the comments can give you a super chat. I would give him a super comment for this.
Absolutely. And that's a great point that Shatira actually brings up. She said, and they're usually male.
Yeah.
The gay black people in these TV shows, these movies, these comics, they're usually male. It's rarely a black lesbian female unless it is a black lesbian or black LGBT person who's putting out the comic, TV show, or motherfucking movie.
Right. Well, see, this is what's interesting, right? Bad Seeds, he said, my firstborn son name is Kal-El, and he will never know about these new superheroes. But in my thing, don't even worry about that, because like that whole Kal-El, that EL at the end of that, that's actually even more shit that's hijacked from our culture Like that like you could still have
it's a Moorish name.
It's a Moorish name. Like that's where you get like elevated elites, like anything that like EL at the end of it, like Azrael, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that shit stems back to like Moors and even like all of that shit. That shit is all our culture. So
Absolutely.
like I wouldn't even trip about them, you know, doing that shit as far as Superman goes, because Superman, if we're gonna say that his name is Kal-El, Kryptonians ain't shit but some damn culture vultures anyway.
Well, let's just be honest. Superman, it don't make no sense that Superman is a white man. Superman should have been a black man, and it would have made total complete sense. But he's not, except in 2 universes out of all the different DC universe.
You know, despite the fact that a yellow sun specifically reacts with his physiology, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, at the end of the day, man, I what I'm noticing is that what they do is they try to push this narrative. And the narrative is that there's a whole bunch of Black LGBT people in the community. We're basically overrun with LGBT, but then at the same time and in the same breath, they want to talk about the homophobia and the anti-trans idealisms of Black folks all the time. You know what I mean? Like, so we're so, you know, they want to put Black folks on TV, put a gay person in every single fucking Black family on TV, in the movies, in the comics. But then they want to turn around and use that same narrative of us, the Black, primarily the FBA brothers and sisters out there, primarily them. We hate them the most.
Yeah.
And that honestly was exactly what that other trans woman was saying.
I think that we're pretty accepting. I think that we're pretty accepting of everybody. We never made any laws to enslave anyone. We never did any of that. We never did any Jim Crow as far as like, you know, try to create Jim Crow towards other groups. We never did any of that. But in order to, I guess, like feel some kind of fake integrity when you're the one who has perpetrated all of those things against every person on the planet, what you try to do is you have to project that onto somebody else to actually save your own face.
Well, yeah, that's one of the situations that you have to always remember. But you also have to remember this. What's going on? And it's really funny that it's all happening at the same time, right? You got this big old assault against CRT, right? We have history. People are trying to rewrite history. They're trying to say that Black folks were not slaves, but just unpaid workers.
Yeah, you know, the Irish were the real slaves. We were just, you know, we were just indentured servants, and we migrated here too. We migrated,
we migrated here, right? And then they're trying to say, well, we can't do CRT because CRT makes white kids to feel a certain type of way. And boy, I got something that we're gonna do a show on very soon about this whole CRT shit. I'm gonna blow y'all minds on this. Y'all gotta make sure you stay tuned to see that episode. But what it is they're trying to act as if, you know, it's not white people that did it. You know what I mean? Today, white people ain't got nothing wrong with any of this stuff, and white people ain't got nothing to do. And white people are just trying to change, and they're trying to be good people and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, demonizing Black folks by saying we're anti-Asian, anti-LGBT, anti-fucking white. You see what I'm saying? And so what they're doing, and then they push this narrative, then they fucking try to shove the LGBT narrative down our throats. It's really funny how this is working, because what it's starting to look like is that the group that's being demonized the most, i.e. FBA folks, are actually the new villain in the story. And that's what it looks like happening. Instead of white people being called out for their true evil nature throughout history, who's now the villain is Black folks. and they are trying to assault us in every which way humanly possible.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's just acceptable. And if you don't accept that, then you're racist. You're anti-white. You know what I mean? Which, I mean, you know, how does that make any sense? You know what I'm saying? So,
I don't even know.
Yeah, it is what it is. But what do you think about this? I'm gonna actually do a stream about the whole Superman issue at some point. You know, and you know, we could do that like, you know, like how we do with Reality Check Virtual Radio, Blacklight Revelations, or we could just do it like this. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so as far as that whole those Dave Chappelle updates and stuff, for the most part, I'm about done with that. All right. So I'm gonna just show y'all
Dave Chappelle will not be getting canceled anytime soon.
Anytime soon. And that infuriates a lot of people, mainly LGBTQ people, but also can't forget that it really upsets white people when there's a black dude that just can't get the axe the way that they feel he should be able to get the axe. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think this is one of those times where Dave Chappelle is making too many moves. You know what I mean? Remember, you got to remember what Dave did, right? Dave walked away from $50 fucking million.
That's offensive to white supremacy. You're never supposed to walk away from their money. That's when they get ready to start breaking you.
Exactly. So he walked away and he ultimately got what he knew he deserved without having to break his integrity, right? And then he succeeded. All of his specials have been fucking popular. They've been number ones. They've done quite well.
Absolutely.
And so the only thing that they had left to really just try to cancel him was this whole transphobic narrative, because what they're trying to do is they are literally trying to, you know, eliminate as much power as Dave Chappelle has. Dave Chappelle is a whole different breed. Dave Chappelle has a lot of power based upon what he demands.
Oh, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And they know people are not going to stop paying to see Dave Chappelle.
And they don't
Dave
like
Chappelle
that.
commands a lot of power, bro.
Yep, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. Like I said, you're supposed to have to bow down. You know what I'm saying? No, did you see this headline up here? What do you guys think about this headline? This is from The Hill. This is from a couple of days ago. I'm gonna do a live stream on this eventually too. I just haven't had a chance. I missed all those streams that I had scheduled for yesterday, and it looks like I'm gonna miss my last two for today, but it's all good though. I'll get them done eventually. But this is an article from The Hill, and it says 84% of Trump voters are worried about discrimination against whites. What do you guys think about that? I'm curious.
I think this is just the start of a narrative. I'm telling you, white people done lost their rabbit ass mind as soon as this last census came out. And I don't know how many people have actually paid attention to this, but it was just kind of bullshit rhetoric that people were just kind of blowing off and nobody was really paying attention to, right? Even white folks, for the most part, was kind of like, you know, because I remember we was on Periscope and we kept on telling white folks on Periscope, you know, hey, you know, white folks ain't going to be the majority in come 2050. You know what I mean? Well, census comes out, right? And they wasn't believing it then, but now the census came out and the dip in the population of white folks dipped 10%, which is a lot more than they thought it would dip. And ever since then, they have lost their collective minds, every single last one of them. And so they're doing shit like this. 84% of Trump voters are worried, right? 80% that discrimination is going to happen. They're trying to establish, you know, certain things in order to become their own special class. And people aren't even paying attention to it.
No, I agree. I totally agree. I had another thing that I wanted to show. Oh, okay, hold on. Here it is. It's actually two more little previews that I want to show y'all, and then we'll be able to get up off of here and shit. Hold on real quick. Damn it. Hold on real quick. Let me see if I can find this shit real quick. Man, this fucking I swear, sometimes the way that this shit does. All right, so the first thing, did you hear about that Ellen Pompeo thing? That shit that was popping off with her and Denzel? I guess
where she said that she cussed them out or called they got in a fight or some shit.
Yeah, what did you think about that?
I thought that was just a white woman trying to act like, you know, basically any other Karen trying to act like she run niggas.
So here goes that article right here. I'm gonna go through this article eventually as soon as I get a chance. But then by the time I get to it, it'll probably be old news though. It's a bunch of content creators that already did content on that. And then did you know about the Sesame Street shit?
Which one?
Hold on real quick. They added 2 black Muppets to talk about race. I don't know who they're gonna be talking to race about, but or who they're gonna be talking to about race. I don't know. You know what I mean? But apparently this is what's going down. Sesame Street adds 2 black Muppets to talk about race. What'd you think about that? He looked like a black Ernie.
I think it's bullshit because black folks, we know inherently because we dealt with racism from the minute that we kids all the way up.
Right.
Now, when we was kids, we didn't quite get it, but as we grew older, we always understand there was something always different. Right. We were treated differently than, you know, Carson or Billy. You see what I'm saying? And so black folks don't need to be taught racism.
Right. Well, see I think the reason why what they're doing with this narrative is this is more white correction. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, well, we're going to put these black Muppets on here to teach black people how to deal with race because, you know, we have all these issues with racist black people. I mean, look at Dave Chappelle. He is homophobic. I mean, look at what's going on in New York and LA. I mean, they can't live peacefully with Asian people. You know what I'm saying? It's all a narrative to try to twist it to, you know, it's these black people that did this in an effort, because what they're trying to do is go into a full circle. You know what I'm saying? In the dominant society, and the liberals and the Republicans, the conservatives, they all know this. They're trying to swing it to a full circle back to a justified reason of slavery. So now they're lining up all of these cases of justifiable reasons of why more control has to be exerted on black people than other people. See, it's justifiable that we economically strangle these people. It's justifiable that we keep these people in jail. And well, if our law enforcement shoots these people, well, they're more dangerous than everybody else. So, you know, this is just how we have to do it. And here's all these years of false narrative examples. See, we even had to make a law for these black people because they couldn't stop attacking Asians, despite the fact that, you know, we know who's killing Asian people.
Right. Even though we know that Asians attack black folks at a higher rate than fucking black folks attack them in anti-black violence. Like, let's just put it out there. I've already done this and I've already showed the numbers. If you don't believe me, go check out FBI.gov, the hate crime table number 5, 6, and 7. And you can look at the numbers yourself. And Asians are a little bit lower than half of the population is black folks. So you double up their number and you clearly see that Asian folks, if the population was equal, would be committing more crimes, hate crimes against black folks than black folks are against fucking Asian folks. And that's just what it is, whether people want to admit that shit or not.
Yeah, no, they don't want to admit it. We're just supposed to shut up about it. And if we say anything about it, then we're just victims. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how that works out. So let me see. I just wanted to see if there. Oh yeah, and so I don't know if you guys heard about this, but let me see. I gotta find this thing here. There was some issues with some Nigerian born rapper, some dude named, what's his name? Bims. You guys ever You guys ever heard of Bims? He went to Ireland, and I guess they reminded him that they're white and he's black. Which, you know, I mean, that always happens. They had laws for that here in the great US of A. You know
what was the article again?
This is it right here. It's from Nigeria Abroad, and it says, "I never knew what racism was until I moved to Scotland." Nigerian-born rapper Bims. So this is it. This is him right here. Man, nigga, I never knew I never knew anything about racism. Those FBA people, they think they deal with racism in the States, but my nigga, I never knew until I moved to Ireland.
Who told your dumbass to move to fucking Ireland?
Shit is crazy. Scotland. Yeah, that's not some shit that I would do. But check this out. This is what it says. It says, born in Nigeria, he grew up in London and moved to Stranraer, Scotland to live with an aunt when he was 14. I don't know what his aunt was doing there. It was not long before he was called a monkey. I mean, when you're around if you're black and around a bunch of white people, it's not going to be long until you're dealing with racism at all, ever. Like,
I'm gonna call cap on that shit.
You call cap on this?
I call cap on it right now. I'm just gonna call cap on it. You said read where he was born, where he was raised.
He grew up in London. Oh wait, born in Nigeria. He grew up in London and then moved to Stranraer, Scotland.
And you gonna tell me that you went your whole life living in London and you didn't fucking have to deal with no kind of racism? You lying motherfucker. All cap. I don't give a fuck. Blue caps on all the way across the goddamn board. That's a lie.
I'm trying to figure out why he went to Ireland. Why he went to Scotland. Why did he? What was he went with his aunt for what though? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point?
Who fucking knows?
They said it wasn't long before he was called a monkey and other names that are hard to repeat.
That really, really. That's what it wasn't. It wasn't until you moved to Scotland that somebody called you a monkey.
Right.
You lying motherfucker. That motherfucker's a lie. He lying. I'm sorry. He lying.
Look at this. Look, it says the mom of his friend was spat on in the face and told to leave the country. In London, he recalled, people disliked you because of the way you acted or because of your postcode, but never because of your race. Really, in London.
Okay. And so see now what that is. Now I'm starting to get a better picture of this. Okay. So what we talking about is a coon ass Negro that fucking was accepted that bullshit ass excuse because he wanted to be accepted by white folks. And he did deal with racism in London. He just didn't accept it because he wanted to acquiesce to white folks and he wanted to be accepted by them.
It's class. It's not race. It's class. They don't hate me, you know, even though they're calling me the N-word and, you know, all of this. It's not race. It's just class. You know,
they
everybody
just didn't
deals
like
with
the way we acted because we act like thugs.
It's the elites. It's the elites.
Right. And then he goes all the way over there to Scotland. He thought that same coon shit was going to work. Where Scotland, there ain't enough black folks out there for them to give a fuck if you agree with them or want to be friends with them anyway.
Right.
So they was like, fuck this monkey. We don't have to deal with this shit.
Right. Casually. Like, they probably like literally just like said exactly that to him and just kept the fuck going walking.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, what the fuck? What tree did you swing from? And then just, you know, just keep on walking. Like, wow, damn. It's like that. You know, I mean, you didn't recognize it in London is the problem, dummy.
See, and the fact of the matter is Scotland and Ireland have a history of not really liking black folks. And the reason why, let's just be fucking honest about it, because the first people that was in Ireland was the Twa people, right? These were a black pygmy group, right? And then in Scotland, as Alicia so eloquently said, the fact of the matter is they were ruled by black folks, okay? The Moorish folks, and, you know, they had black kings and queens out there. And so there's still resentment from that. you know, all these years later. You know what I mean? And so, like, let's not, you know, play these games. Like, this nigga's just lying.
Facts. Yeah, he's just somebody that dealt with some severe culture shock. You know what I'm saying? He's like a Candace Owens type of cat who ended up going to another and to a extremely, you know, like majority European environment, and you really got some pure racism unapologetically, where, you know, the environment is so mainly European that there's not going to be any government backlash or any law. Nobody gives a shit. There's not even enough black people to give a shit about that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So now he's crying about it. Well, that's what you get. You should have dealt with it better when you was in London, and maybe you would have stayed in London or in a you know, in an area that was more conducive to you. But you know, but you didn't.
This is one of them type of dudes that would, you know, move to like Deutschland or some bullshit like that. And, you know, when all them fools dressed up and did their blackface out there, he would have been the first one to say, oh, it's just their culture.
Right. This is what MC Facts, he says St. Patrick slayed the Twa people, which makes sense about why white people celebrate Columbus Day, St. Patrick's Day.
No, and that's real shit. He basically committed a mass genocide of the Twa people. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people don't realize this, but the Twa people are actually where the whole concept of leprechaun came from. If you go look at the Twa people, they were short people on blackface. But if you look at their phenotype, it's literally the exact same phenotype as what you would see as a leprechaun. And back way in the back day, right, when they first got over there, right, they would see these little tiny people every once in a while at first, and, you know, until their numbers started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they realized that they weren't like this, you know, little magical elf thing, that they were actual real people. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really understand that history. It's really deep, complex. But the Twa, absolutely, St. Patrick murdered a whole bunch of them motherfuckers.
Well, check this out. I'm gonna show you this article from Snopes, and then after we do this article from Snopes, we can wrap this shit up, because I gotta run and shit. But check this shit out right here. And this is what's interesting. This is the shit that trips me out. And this is one of the reasons why people got to do constant research, man. So this is Snopes. And if y'all don't know about Snopes, Snopes is an inaccurate, alleged fact check website. But this is the problem. You got to ask yourself, how do you validate half this stuff as facts? So here it says, did St. Patrick wipe out an African pygmy tribe, the first inhabitants of Ireland? Now listen to how they come off right here. And this is it when you're talking about anything, you know, as far as like anything black people did, this is literally how it'll be described. White people who write these articles will do as much as they can to try to, even if it's an accurate article about something that black people did discover, they'll do whatever they can to try to take away the characteristic from it. They'll do whatever they can to try to take away the integrity of it. They'll do whatever they can to try to erode the imagery. Whatever they can do, they will do it. All right. Did St. Patrick wipe out an African pygmy tribe, first inhabitants of Ireland? A long-standing theory of ancient Irish history describes the genocide of Twa pygmies, purportedly the original source of the leprechaun myth. All right. So now look at this. Look at this. They say that it's false. You see this? Did St. Patrick wipe out an African pygmy tribe, the first inhabitants of Africa, or first inhabitants of Ireland? So, you know, on code, as we can expect, false. All right. So here's the claim. St. Patrick led the genocide of a contingent of Twa pygmies from Central Africa, who were the original inhabitants of Ireland. All right. And this is false, according to Snopes, which, again, Snopes has been proven wrong many times. But automatically, you have to understand that anytime there's any like black history, it's going to always be false. Like if you look up, did the FBI kill Martin Luther King? It says false. If you look up, did the FBI or CIA kill Malcolm X? It says false. So what this is this is white supremacy attempting to, as always, control the narrative with any kind of historical events. Well, were black people slaves? false. We were indentured servants. Were black people, you know, human trafficked to the United States? No, according to McGraw-Hill, that's false. We were migrants. We didn't fucking migrate here. So the thing is that we're again moving into this post-truth civilization where we had evidence of that earlier by them changing the definition of sexual preference and gender, and now we have evidence of McGraw-Hill, who has also, they've in the books that they use to teach, they have changed the definitions of slavery and human trafficking because it's offensive to white people. White people, for whatever reason, can't tolerate hearing about how black people, you know, were victimized. You know what I'm saying? And now we have this shit here.
And the thing is we know Snopes is wrong because the St. Patrick massacre, the genocide that he did, is actually recounted and recorded. So, and he boasted about how many pygmy folks they kill.
Well, anytime, you know, especially with native indigenous people, the people who are popularly accepted as native indigenous people per se, when there's a group of them, or when there's black people and there's, you know, white people that kill them, they're always given a badge of honor or some kind of exceptional name or some notoriety. So, you know, it's not surprising, you know what I'm saying? Like even Martin Luther King's Day is a ridicule of black people, you know what I'm saying? Which is why they have Martin Luther King's Day. You know what I'm saying? St. Patrick's Day, he killed all these African pygmies. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much when you start and do research and you look at most of the holidays and things like that the United States celebrates, you know, they celebrate Abraham Lincoln and George Washington on President's Day. Well, they were some of the most cruel slave owners, just like Christopher Columbus. So everything in the United States, you are always celebrated, even the police. Go look at all of the police officers who have either killed or beaten the shit out of black people. I just did a long ass video that upset a bunch of white people about a police officer named Stephen Q. Stephen Q had 82 fucking civilian complaints against him. But white society sees him as a great police officer. He's been promoted and kept his job in Detroit multiple times. So this theme is something that you see that goes on, you know, throughout the United States, and it is what it is.
Right. Now, the thing is what's so funny about this whole situation is, you know, they were saying that it's as you were saying about the holiday, right? It just happened again. White folks is laughing at black folks on Juneteenth being made a federal holiday. They're white folks is laughing all the way to the bank.
All the way to the bank. They're laughing because they control your history, and then they make something that's not such a favorable historical event a holiday, and then they laugh at you again because it's like, you're so stupid, you're arguing against it for the wrong reasons. Like, this is what they do consistently. When you truly, for real, understand like your history and understand what's going on, literally everything is a smack in your face.
Right. And if you don't understand how Juneteenth is a smack in your face, I just want to let you know they made it a federal holiday, which means everyone gets paid for that, not just black folks. White folks is now getting paid for Juneteenth. They're getting paid for fucking something that they had no part of,
something that they benefit from.
Right. They benefited from slavery. Now they're benefiting from the celebration of end of slavery that black folks created. This is why like black folks, sometimes we just got to keep some shit in house. But no, you got these Negroes out here that's pushing for this bullshit. And then they make this holiday to placate black folks instead of giving us laws that are going to actually help improve our situation. So while they gave Asian folks a specialty clause inside the hate crime, because we already had the hate crime, and hate crime is for all groups, right? But now Asian folks, they got an anti-Asian hate bill, right? What did we get? We got Juneteenth made a federal holiday that white folks get to get paid on.
Yep. And so what you have to also understand is that these other groups are not your allies. They're sitting back laughing at you with the other groups. They're sitting back laughing at you with the other groups. You know, Asians got the AAPI hate crime bill. They're like, hey, you know, we got our pat on the back from white supremacy, and you know, we're gonna sit here and laugh at you dummies with this stupid ass Juneteenth shit.
Right, because now we get to demonize you and we get to get paid over the holiday because of you.
Yep. Yep. People better wake up.
Real quick, fast, in a hurry.
Real quick, fast, in a hurry. So I'm gonna link this in the description box if you want to see Snopes. You know what I'm saying? I encourage everyone to please do research. Please understand your history, because your history, it can be a benefit and it can be a weapon if you don't understand it. And as you can see throughout the United States and the pattern of how the United States has been, our history is weaponized and it's used against us. What's up, Vincent? What's good with you, bro?
And you got to remember, and it goes back to a classic saying that a lot of people think is stupid. And I keep on trying to explain to people that it's not stupid, it's not dumb. But if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat history. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Because they keep on changing history and we keep on acquiescing and accepting their bullshit telling of the history, we're going to continue to be fucking deemed to repeat the shitty part of that shit, the fucked up parts of it, the history. And we're not even going to realize it because we're so busy fucking concentrating on the wrong shit. Like, you know, giving LGBT fucking all the support in the world instead of taking care of our situation and dealing with our situation. Again, Black LGBT people, stop putting your gender and your sexuality and your sexual exploits before your race and who you are and your history and your heritage. Because guess what? You are being used as a weapon against your own fucking community. And I promise you that community is not the LGBT.
Yep. That's facts. That's big facts. All right, bro. Well, I'm going to end it because I think we covered a lot of stuff. And I'll be back tomorrow at some point, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, to do the other ones. But if you want to, you know, chime in, we can do it like how we do with the Reality Check Virtual Radio, because I'm not going to be able to do it on Wednesday because I got to work. So, you know, let me know if you want to do that or not.
Yeah, we can do that definitely, but I'll still be having the show on Wednesday.
Oh, you still gonna do it? Okay, cool.
I'm still gonna do it, but we can do a day earlier, something like that. Or
yeah, that's cool.
Tomorrow morning or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll do an early show together, and then I'm gonna do the regular show because
keep it on schedule.
What I'm gonna bring is I'm gonna expose the God complex of white folks and how they just admitted it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see that shit. So do me a favor for the moderators, if y'all could put Reality Check Virtual Radio, Izzy's channel in there, because you're not going to get a notification on mine this week because I'm not going to be able to do it on Wednesday night, but he still will, Izzy still will do his. And now, Delmo, I'm going to have to switch the schedule. I'm not going to be able to do any more today. I'm going to try to get some more done on Wednesday if I can. So just hang tight. I'm going to change the schedule and, you know, it'll still be there. You know what I'm saying? As long as you had a bell hit, you'll get a notification that the times just may slightly change. So just bear with me on that, y'all. All right. So if y'all could in the comments, all right, in here. Yeah, thanks. Delmo put it in. So make sure that y'all subscribe to that channel. All right. And on Wednesday at 11 o'clock p.m., Izzy will go live, you know what I'm saying? And he'll do Reality Check Virtual Radio without me. And he'll be talking about that.
Yeah, hey, real quick, man. I heard this thing and it's so real. I want everybody to think about this shit. Why did Batman show half his face with his mask?
Why did he do it?
So he can make sure all the cops knew he was a white man. And go pay attention. You think I'm playing? I ain't playing. Go look at the new Batman because he's a black man and go look at his mask. That's game. Put down.
Let me see. Hold on. We got to look that shit up real quick.
Go look at Batman original Bruce Wayne's mask. And then right after that, fucking right after that shit, look at the new Batman's mask. and you'll see.
What is it? Is it a black Batman or something?
The new Batman is a black man, and he has a full mask covering his full face instead of the half of a face like Bruce Wayne had. Also, in the new Batman's timeline, they're under like a martial law.
Oh, so this is some future shit?
Yeah, it's kind of some futuristic shit, but
why don't they make it how they actually see? Even having a black Batman is kind of weird because, like, you know, the future agenda is for black people to be gone. So if we're gonna actually do that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be white people dealing with white supremacy. They want us extinct, so it should still be a white Batman as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, I don't mind it being a black Batman, but the fact of the matter is I kind of have a problem with him covering his whole goddamn face.
I mean, that's accurate. He probably don't want anybody. It's probably even more of an offense. Well, it's just like how it is now. It's even more of an offense if you're black. So yeah, I get it. Damn, I can't find it. When you go live on Wednesday, bro, show that shit because I want to see
I'm
that.
definitely going to show because we're going to be talking. I was going to talk about the Superman thing too. So we're going to talk about the Superman dude being gay. We're going to talk about Batman, Bruce Wayne, Batman, and the new Batman. And the main thing we're going to talk about is about the God complex of white folks and how they just literally admitted it, and the reason why they're going so hard against the CRT is because they don't want to lose that God complex.
Yeah, no doubt. I can't wait to watch that. That sounds like that's going to be great. All right, y'all. So with that being said, that's the end of the live stream. If you watch it on the replay and you make it this far, I appreciate you watching all the way through to the end. Make sure you smash the like button. Leave your boy some comments, all right? And make sure you go to the About page. Follow me on the other social media so you don't miss the notifications. Make sure you also follow me on the other channels. And I will catch y'all on the next video. All right, peace.